Hi, everyone. Kyle, it's a pleasure to have you with us tonight. We're just waiting for Adam and Omar to actually join us as well. So we have everybody. People are joining on this webinar. I'm just gonna talk a little bit in Arabic, Kyle, and then I will introduce you. So guys, welcome بهيدا الويبينار. اليوم رح يكون معنا 3 أشخاص. رح يكون معنا مستر كايل كوبلاند واللي هو البريزيدنت تبع يوروب، وحاليا صار البريزيدنت تبع ميدل ايست. سو كل شيء ريليتد لجناس بلبنان رح يكون مستر كايل هو مسؤول عنه. رح يخبركم هو على الخطوات والستبس اللي رح نعملها نحن بلبنان واللي الشركه رح تعملها. هو اللي بياخذ كل القرارات من قبل الشركه، هو اللي بينظم الايفنتس، هو اللي بيعمل كل هالتفاصيل. هو رح يكون موجود معنا اليوم بالايفنت بالويبينار. كمان رح يكون معنا مستر ادم جيلمر. ادم جيلمر اذا في منكم بيعرفوه في منكم ما بيعرفوه. للاشخاص اللي ما بيعرفوه، اكشلي صار هلا دبل دايموند مع جناس. مؤخرا صار دبل دايموند. مستر ادم هو الشخص اللي نحن تابعين للتيم تبعه. and مستر ادم هو الشخص من اول الاشخاص اللي حركوا ودفعوا جناس انه ياسسوا الشرق الاوسط او يكبروا ويوسعوا بالشرق الاوسط، وخاصه هو المسؤول انه لبنان تاسس and لبنان بلش يشتغل مع جناس. مستر عمر المصري كمان رح يكون موجود معنا اليوم بالويبينار. مستر عمر هو الستوكس تبع الشرق الاوسط، يعني هو اللي مسؤول عن كل برودكتس بالشرق الاوسط. حاليا موجود بالامارات بدبي. and هو رح يكون مسؤول على كل شيء له علاقه بتسجيل البرودكتس، الدليفري تبع البرودكتس، تامين البرودكتس. كمان مستر عمر رح يخبركم على كل البارتس اللي هو عملها وكل البارتس اللي هو عم يشتغل عليها. تمام. طول مستر كايل مش من زمان استلم هو إدارة الشرق الأوسط، مش من زمان صار هو البريزيدنت تبع الشرق الأوسط. تقريبا كم أسبوع يعني. ومن وقتها ما صراحة استلم، نحن صرنا حاكيين معه تقريبا مرتين، وكل شيء بيقوله بدي أعمله immediately عم يشتغل عليه و immediately عم يعمله. منشان هيك this is amazing. Mr. Carl, if you can hear us, we're going to open your mics and videos. And please, I just introduced you to the team. I told them that you are the president of Europe and that you are now the president of the Middle East, and that you are helping us actually to set up Lebanon, and you will be in charge of the dates, and you will be in charge. You're coming actually soon to meet the team, and that you are coming you're on your way of planning a huge launch event in Lebanon as well. So if you can please share a little bit. The team doesn't know you, they don't know who you are, but they are really excited to know about you and hear about you. So if you can please join us, and if you can please tell us like everything that you can say about what does it mean to be the president of the Middle East, what are your plans, what do you see that you want to achieve in this market, what are the targets, the dates, everything. So it will be great to have you, Kyle, now.
All right, well, really nice to be here with everyone this evening. As mentioned, this is my first webinar with this group here in Lebanon. And just before, because many of you don't know me, let me give you a little bit of the background on myself. I've been with the company now for almost 7 years, almost from the very beginning. I've been in this industry for about 15 years, and I started my career as an accountant. I'm a CPA, I have my MBA, Master of Business, and I was working for Ernst & Young, one of the biggest accounting firms in the world. And I was introduced to this business 15 years ago, 16 years ago. And so I've been in an executive role ever since. But for the last 7 years, I have been with Jeunesse, and it's truly been a privilege to be part of, I believe, the best company in the world, the fastest growing company in the world. And I'd love to be able to tell you more about what I see, my vision for this company and where we're going, and especially now into the Middle East. So as I mentioned, I started with this company 7 years ago, And I remember flying down and meeting with Randy and Wendy, the owners and founders of the company. And when I first met with them 7 years ago, Jeunesse was still a relatively new company. And I remember sitting down with them and they said, Kyle, our vision for this company is to become $1 billion company, not so that we can make more money, but so that we can help give back and help people around the world. You know, I immediately fell in love with Randy and Wendy. I determined that these are the best owners that I have ever met, some of the greatest people I've ever met. And so I made the determination 7 years ago to join them. And it's one of the best decisions I've ever made. During the first 3 or 4 years, I had the privilege of helping expand the company around the world. I helped expand the company into Asia, Australia, Latin America, United States. And so really I helped bring this company into many, many countries. And as you know now, we're in 140, 150 countries around the world. I actually lose track. We're in so many countries. But it's been in the last 2.5 years that I have focused exclusively on the European market. And the one thing I feel so good about is the way that Randy and Wendy and Scott, their vision for this company is that when we go into a market, we're not going into a market to be a small company. We're not going in to be another company in the market. We're not going in with the mindset that we're only going to be there for a short period of time. The entire mindset we have is to go in and do things the right way, do things legally, do things ethically, and we're building a long-term opportunity for all of you. And so that's the mindset. When we went into Europe, we came with that mindset. We did things very different from other companies. Other companies I have seen come into the markets and they don't really know how to do it. They kind of tiptoe in. They don't know if they're going to be successful. And many, many companies you see, they go up and they go down and then they exit the market. That is not our mentality at all. We came into the markets knowing we were going to be the biggest and most successful company. And if you've seen what's really happened in the European markets in the last 2.5 years, I'm very, very proud of what we've accomplished. I believe we are the fastest growing company in Europe. We're quickly becoming one of the biggest companies in every market in which we're operating. And we're truly doing things the right way. We're doing it legal. We've got an amazing management. We have incredible leaders. And so I feel really, really proud about what we've accomplished. And so many great things are ahead of us in those markets. Now, if you look now at what's happening in the Middle East, I'm also equally excited about what's happening there. It's been just recently that I've taken on the responsibility now of president, not only of Europe, and Europe consists of EU, the 28 countries in the EU, our CIS countries, Russia, Ukraine, Kazakhstan, we're open in all those markets. I'm responsible for Turkey and some of the non-EU countries, but it's only been recently that I have been given the task of taking on the Middle East. And so when I heard about this, I was very excited. I've gotten to know some of the leaders in the Middle East, but the more and more I meet you and the more people I meet, the more excited I become about what we're going to accomplish. Truly incredible people. And so, as you know, we've started our operations, and Omar is doing an incredible job. I've been really, really happy to get to know him and also his vision for this market. But at this point, I would say we're still very young and very new in these markets, especially in Lebanon. And that is the one that I am so excited about now. I've gotten to know these wonderful people that have arranged this webinar, and so impressed with them. But I'm now starting to meet a lot of you, and I can tell you the company is truly committed to you. It's truly committed to Lebanon. We're committed to coming in there and, again, doing things like we've done in other parts of the world, coming in and doing it the right way, putting the infrastructure in place, making sure that all of you have a long-term opportunity and a long-term home. See, that's what we're trying to build. We want you to come into this company and be here the rest of your career. And I think that's what we're building. I know that's what we're building. And so there's a lot of exciting things that are coming. We're very, very close to getting the market officially up and going with the product and opening up the back office. And I think it's just a very, very short period of time before that will happen. Now, I could talk all day long. There's so many things that I could talk about. I don't know. I'll stop for just a second and see if you have any questions. But I can talk more about the Lebanon market, where we're going, what we're doing. But I'll stop for just a second because I can get on a roll and I'll talk for 3 hours. So I'm going to stop for a second.
Kyle, this will be amazing, and because now we just had Adam with us on the call, so some of the team members actually do know Adam.
Yeah.
And some of them have met him before in Lebanon, and some of them are new and they have never met him, but surely they have heard a lot about him. So it would be great, Kyle, if you can just brief all the team. What are the real plans? What are the tentative dates? If not a date, maybe the month. And what do you expect to see? What do you like think that might happen?
Let me just tell you a little bit about my experience working with Adam.
Yeah.
I've known Adam for many, many years now, and he's an individual I have a great deal of respect for. He's accomplished some amazing things here at Jeunesse. But the one thing I know about Adam is he's really committed to his team. He spends a lot of time in the market. He puts resources into the market. And so I can tell you, you could not be working with a better upline and a better person than Adam. So I'm really glad that he and I are working together on this. And hopefully we're able to come and visit in person in the near future. But Adam, while you're still getting your camera up, let me tell you again, my mindset for Lebanon is we're coming in to be the biggest and most successful company in Lebanon. There's no other option for us coming into this market. So I hope everyone understands we have a massive vision for this market. We're putting the commitment, the resources. We're going to give you everything you need to be successful. I can promise you that. What we want in return is for everyone to work hard, do your part. I can assure you we'll do our part. But working together, that's right, working together, we're going to accomplish some amazing things. We really are. We're going to accomplish some huge, huge things together and have a little fun in the process.
Everybody is excited for that, Carl.
Yeah.
It's actually amazing to have you on board. Things have moved super fast since you joined. And Adam, we can hear you, we can see you. If you can say hello to everybody, people are looking forward to see you again.
It's so good. I'm actually here in Southern California today, handling a little business item at court. But I knew we had this call scheduled. I wanted to be able to get out of the courtroom. And finally, the judge said, listen, we're going to take a break till 1:30. I'm happy to make this call today because I've been looking forward to what's going to happen in this marketplace for over a year. In fact, I really want to put I love working with Kyle. We've gotten so much done in so many other markets. So it's a privilege to have him as president and come and take over these regions because we can get a lot of work done and we like to get things done. Hey, Gary. Hey, Arthur. I see you guys there. Hey, Janan, and the rest of the team. But working with Kyle, like Kyle does everything pretty much by the book. He pushes the founders, the owners. He pushes the right teams in his sphere inside the company to get the right things done. And what I'm excited about is that I was telling Kyle about Lebanon over and over and over and over again about, man, listen, we got to do something in this market. He did something amazing in Turkey, did something amazing in some of the other markets in Europe. We did amazing numbers in the Russian Federation CIS markets, and we're still doing fantastic in all those regions. And now that we're taking over and he's taking over and making things happen in the Middle East region, things are going to get done very, very, fast and with the company's blessing. On to you, Janan, Arthur, and Gary. I want to thank you guys for believing in, my abilities to get things done. I mean, I have this unique way of saying, hey, let's go out and make things work and get things done and building teams. And I'm very, very grateful that you believed. And, I wear this little band that says, I believe. And this is how my life works. So I'm really glad that we're at this juncture right now so we can make some great things happen.
Thank you, Adam. And actually, we want to thank you for making this happen, because many people tried to make this work. Many people tried to make this happen in this country, and it was kind of harder on them to do so. We have Omar that just joined us. We're just waiting for him to activate his microphone and his cam. And it's an amazing thing to have all three of you. So, Mr. Omar, can you hear us? Omar's connection is bad, so we will wait until he has a better connection. And in the meantime, Adam and Kyle, can you please tell us, can you now like disclose the dates? Can we tell the teams the tentative dates that we have for your first visit? What will happen in the first visit? What will happen in the next visit? And when are you planning to come and meet them and sit with everybody?
Yeah, the market's going to open up tomorrow, right, Kyle?
Sure. Maybe not tomorrow, but we're very, very close. And I hope Omar's able to get on, because Omar's done an amazing job getting things set up and ready for the market to open. I know we're in the final stages of some of the administrative type work with our VAT registration and a few things like that. But other than that, the market's ready. The product registrations are in place. The warehouse is ready to go. We have the entire back office programmed. So all we literally need to do is, the second we've got the product in the market, turn the back office on. But it's ready. It's programmed. It's all in place. So we're right there, ready to start. It's just now a few final things, and we'll be there. So I hope Omar is able to get on, and maybe he can give you more of a definitive date, but it's a very short period of time before we'll be ready.
As I said, tomorrow is a great thing. You know, I saw this positive slogan that I publish on my Facebook page from time to time, and it says something like this. It says, yesterday you said you'd do it tomorrow, and now it's here. So what I'm excited about this, Kyle, is like, when I first met Janan, Gary and Arthur and the team, and the team in Lebanon is amazing. They've held this belief they can get things done, and they've proven it over time that they can get things done. And the nice thing about getting things done is that they believed in our words. Say, listen, we'll make things happen. Omar did the same thing. He said, listen, I can get product over to Lebanon to make things work. And this is what we needed. And then there was this issue where we weren't getting products over there. Stuff wasn't being done, and we're going through the paperwork. And what most people don't understand is part of being successful in life requires an uphill battle. And you have to be willing to go through that battle, whatever it is, for you to achieve your dream or your goal, your objective. Just like Jeunesse becoming $1 billion company. Just like when I first met Omar back 5 years ago, Kyle, I flew over to Dubai and I said, look, let's go sit down with this gentleman and see if we'll get things done. It just happens to be that Omar is the chairman of the Direct Sales Association for the Middle East, and also is the main person for Jeunesse in the Middle East to open up the markets and make it work. And then Gary, Janan, and Arthur convinced me, and Roy and some of the other people that are part of the team, but they convinced me that they said, listen, if we can get things done over here in Lebanon, the Middle East is going to be a whole new oyster. And people think I'm crazy, but I like that as an opportunity, and I'm really grateful that this team's come together to make this happen. And we can't wait to get over there in the next upcoming weeks to do a pre-meeting and then talk about when we're going to actually release everything. That would be exciting.
Yeah, and I agree with everything Adam has said. And I know, Adam, you and I are working on some dates for us to get there. We also then want to do a pre-launch meeting, a launch meeting. How many people are we expecting? Is that 10,000 is coming on the first? No, I know I put that number out there, and actually that number I believe will happen one day, probably sooner than we expect. But I know that you got to start somewhere, and this is the starting point. And I expect us to grow very, very quickly, like we've done in Europe and other parts of the world, where we're the fastest growing company in those markets. But anyway, we will get there, Adam. We'll figure out those dates and come over to those meetings.
Adam, Kyle, do you have any dates when will be the first visit for you to Lebanon? And when can the team expect to see you?
So I'm going to be in, the first time I'm back in Croatia in mid-September, and then I'm going to Dubai to do an event on the 23rd of November. We are looking at a possible meeting on the 24th. Adam and I are trying to work through our schedules right now. And then we expect them to come back late October, the first week in November, and have a much, much bigger meeting, more of a pre-launch type meeting in that first week in November. But I know that we're trying to get those dates finalized. We want to be able to announce that, get that out there, and start building for those events. So we should know in the next couple of days exact dates around that. Is that right, Adam?
That's correct. So I'm actually looking at it. I've got my travel schedule up at adamvincentgilmer.com. That way, the entire team knows where we're traveling to. So we got Russia, Bangkok, Dubai. As Kyle said, we're trying to get out there for the 24th to do a pre-meeting, to have everybody meet and greet, say hello to Kyle. I can't wait to see everybody again and have some Lebanese food. You guys have some of the best food in the world. That's great. And then I head to India, but we're talking about doing something either in October or November. And once again, Kyle's is going to firm up the dates, and you guys have to come together, and Omar has to make sure that some of the other things are taking place so that we can have those dates happen. And then we're going to go full ball. I'm expecting this leg to become a diamond leg in Lebanon. And I have developed Kyle a lot of new sapphires, new rubies, new emeralds, and more diamonds coming out of this region. And that's very, very exciting to see people's lives change.
As many of you know, we do two major events for the region each year. We do a lead event and we do an expo event. This year, as many of you know, we're doing the expo in Milan, and I have been working almost every day on that for the last couple of months, getting ready for that. I can tell you that's going to be the best event we've ever had, maybe other than our Lebanon events, right? But I really want to make sure everyone knows that you're invited to that. That's not just for the EU. That's not just for CIS countries. That is for all the Middle East, for all the Europe region, to come to that event. We want you there. And so I think we've got a great timeline in place now. If we're able to come in September to Lebanon, do the Milan October event, and then lead right in then to a pre-launch in Lebanon, we keep building from event to event and keep the momentum going. So I think that's important and also very important to get as many of you as possible to that event, to those events.
Yeah, everybody is excited for Milan.
Right.
People are starting to prepare their visas and their passports, and the target is like to go with 40 and 50 people from our team. So we will go all together. Adam, do you have any advice for like the people who have been waiting, or the people who are building now, and all the people who are joining you? Like any special advice, Kyle and Adam, on what needs to be done at this moment? I know the time is very important now. This time will never happen again. It's going to create a huge momentum.
Routinely around the world, I talk about people having a dream. And for all the people that are watching, most people don't know, Kyle's a family man. Kyle has he takes his family, he travels. Kyle had a dream. Okay, and Kyle's dream was he wanted to be in the direct sales industry. I mean, he worked for Ernst & Young prior to his direct sales background, which is a huge accounting firm, and has an incredible successful history. But he wanted to attach himself to $1 billion brand, and he's done that. And I've been in the direct sales industry. I've owned 2 network marketing companies. I had a dream, and I wanted to attach. I love this industry, like all of us do, but I wanted to attach myself to a brand, to something that's going to go make the $1 billion company happen, so we can have an incredible success story. You, as leaders, you had a dream, and your dream was, let's go. Janan, I remember the first time we talked when I was in Dubai, and I was speaking with Arthur and Gary, and we did a Skype call, and you're like, what, Janes? We know we've met, we've talked. How can we get things done? And but you had a dream. Your dream was you wanted to be part of something that's going to literally help people's lives change. And for the viewers watching, so Kyle's had a dream. The leadership here on the call have a dream. I have a dream. In fact, my dreams are like written down, right? I mean, just to be blunt with everybody, like my stuff is like, I'm very, very serious about how I go about executing my dreams. So if you're thinking what you should be doing right now, we actually have a promotion. Brandy is working on it. Brandy's right here, by the way. Say hi.
Hi.
we're, you know, as I said, we were at the courthouse today, but we have a promotion coming from Milan. What my advice to you is, if you're watching this call, webinar, Zoom call today, and you're hearing this message and you're hearing what we've done over the last year and what this team's done, and then what the company's done, and the company representative, Kyle, being the president of the region, we want to make sure that you come to that Milan event, because your eyes are going to open. And just like my sponsor, who's the #1 distributor in the company, his name is Jason Karamanis, who's also said he'll come to Lebanon, by the way. He's with me today downstairs in the courtroom, but you know, but so you guys know, we want to make this dream happen. And if you want to make your dream happen, your job is making sure that you qualify for our promotion and/or qualify to come to the event in Milan, or do everything you can to get there. Because Jason took it upon himself to have me fly to Hong Kong and Las Vegas first, then Hong Kong second, to come and see this company called Jeunesse Global. And after I saw the events and I see how the staff, the corporate staff, puts things on, and the orchestration behind the event and the entertainment value that it has, it becomes absolutely something that you want to be a part of. And if you were looking for maybe to the viewers out there, I know this is kind of an update call, but maybe you've been asking for something to come along that's going to change your life. Can you get into something that'll change your life? The leadership in Lebanon has already established that they were serious about getting things done, and now we're at that point. Our invitation goes out to everybody here. Come to the event in Italy on the 12th, 13th, and 14th, 15th, and 16th of October. In fact, here's the schedule. This is my travel schedule between now and the end of the year. Okay, it's very, very busy, and the reason it's busy is because there's people like the folks listening to this morning. They have a dream and they want to be part of something. We want you to be part of this incredible organization, and let's go make new records happen. Let's change your lives. Let's allow you to travel around the world. Let's go build a global sales organization. And let's have people not only feel younger, look better, but also get a lot wealthier. And that's what we're going to do.
Adam, I love what you just said. I apologize. I actually have to jump off onto another call. My day is constantly full of meetings and calls and webinars, but I pushed everything else aside. I really felt like this was very important for me to be on this call.
Kyle, thank you for being here. Arthur is just asking if he can have one small short question for you.
Sure.
Yeah, just very briefly, Kyle, because one of the reasons I think the three of us, with you and Adam and Omar, got really along is because we all had a vision for what we wanted to do. And I remember the first time we had a call together, you were talking mainly that when you do something, you really do it big, and that you had a vision for the brand of Jeunesse in Lebanon and our region. Can you just quickly, in one or two sentences, just tell our people, what is the vision for the brand of Jeunesse in our region? And what are the core values that you believe in as a brand, and what is the value we're giving to our customers and to our distributors? Just quick sentences.
So again, when I'm building something, yes, you're right. I come in with the mindset that we're coming in to do it the right way, to be the biggest and most successful company, and so that is definitely the vision for the Middle East at this point. Is that we're going to come in, we will become the fastest growing company, we're going to become the biggest company in these markets, and we're going to change a lot of lives for the better. But the way in which we do this is so important for me, because I've seen companies do it the right way and I've seen companies do it the wrong way. We're coming in to do it the right way. We're going to do it legal. We're going to do it ethical. We're going to do it correct. We're going to be known as the company that does things the right way, that has the best products, has the best people, has the best leadership. And again, I want you to be here the rest of your career. This is not a short-term thing. This is not a 6 months, 1 year, we go to the next. We want you here today. We want you here 20, 30, however many years we're all around. We want you here. That's what we're building. So yes, we're coming in to be the biggest and most successful company, and we will be. I can assure you of that we will be.
Kyle, this is the most beautiful answer that you can.
Thank you. I want to say one last thing in my vision, and I'm gonna. There's Omar, who's such a great man. I'm so happy I have a chance to work with him. But I'm going to throw out one more challenge and one more vision, is that we can get this market going on September 1st. I don't usually throw out dates, but I'm going to challenge everyone for us to get there, get this market going. I don't want to sit around any longer. Let's go. Let's go. Is that good? Am I good?
Love it. That's awesome.
Better answer answer, Kyle.
Let's move for that date. Let's
you
go for
so
September
much.
1st.
Thank you so much for taking
Thank
time
you.
from your busy schedule. We know you're super busy, man, and we appreciate this so much. Looking forward to see you in September, and you're gonna love this team. We have one of the most amazing, most professional team, and you're gonna fall in love with these people. Thank you again for being on this webinar with us, and I wish you an amazing day.
Appreciate that. Thank you very much. Thanks for having me. Thank you, everybody. Have a
Kyle,
great.
Kyle, I'll call you later.
Adam, if you have a few more minutes.
Yeah, I've got until 1:30, which is only 10:42 in the morning here.
Yeah,
Go ahead, John.
I have a question, Adam, about the promotion. Are we gonna talk about it now, or you prefer to?
Yeah,
see it later?
we can talk. No, we can talk about the promotion now. So, one of the things that I do for the team, my teams around the world, I'm a really big believer in investing in people's futures. Okay, and if you're the type of leader that has the ability to get to people who have direct sales experience, I was hoping Kai would talk about this, but the company is willing to fly people into Milan if you guys can get people that are qualified in our industry. Okay, now just so everybody knows, the company is becoming bigger and bigger and bigger, and there's new protocols, there's new rules of engagement that come up, and that's why I love working with Kyle, because Kyle has a good feeling of how the European worldly markets work, not just in the States or some other places. So he understands that, you're going to get people that have $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 type of incomes. These are the things we want to look at. Now, my promotion's a little different. As a team leader, and, I was just looking at, cycles and what have you this month. I mean, at the end of this month, the company's going to announce me as double diamond in the company. And that's because we have teams that have built up around the world that are doing incredible volume, incredible cycles. Everything that I base on is how much does it cost to fly somebody from Lebanon to Milan, Italy, okay? And then what does a hotel cost? And usually what I like to do is I say, okay, a person's going to have to go out and do some kind of CV to make that kind of stuff work. I'm no longer in the business of doing just tickets for the events, because if you're qualifying underneath my promotion, you can afford your own ticket to the event. And Kyle's also promised us some extra tickets for the Lebanese launch and what have you, so we can be in Milan. I know he didn't cover that, but I'll get him to send an email to you guys so you know what the promotion is going to be. I know you have to jump onto another call, but my promotion is very, very simple. It starts out creating 5,000 points from you in your sales organization, and what that qualifies you for is an airline ticket to fly in. And then we go to 6,000, 7,000, 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, and it's cumulative. It has to be done in a month, okay? It's up until the start of the event. Brandy's going to be working on the artwork for you guys' promotion. We just got your guys' pictures, by the way, Janan, Arthur, and Gary, and they're making the flyer so we can push out this promotion. And what it means is that between where we are now and the set date in the future before Milan, and Milan, by the way, so that everybody's on the same page, is the 12th, 13th, and 14th. And we'll run this promotion all the way up until the 6th of October. And Milan is the 13th, 14th, and 15th of October, 2017. So the game's on. I'd like to...
Adam, just to clarify this, when does the promotion start? What is the start date?
It's running now. It started already. So what I'll do is I'll backdate your volume until, let's just say, what month are we on now? August. So I'll start like from the 15th of August and let everybody's volume run, okay? And the reason I do that is, as an upline leader, what I've learned is the more people that we get to come to the event and get to experience building a worldwide sales organization outside of Lebanon, including Lebanon, but outside of Lebanon, you can build your business around the world. You're going to meet people from all walks of life at the Milan event. And listen, and Gary and Arthur and you, Janan, know you guys have been to some of the events around the world. They're absolutely amazing. Last time we saw all of you together at a major event was in Amsterdam, as an example. And then before that, it was some other places around the world. And then we did a big event in Orlando at the Expo. And what my promotions do is my promotions run Expo to Expo to Expo. So what that literally means is we always check the airline prices to make it work for the promotion for a region, so we know we can cover it based on CV. And then I'm willing to invest back into the sales teams that are created that create the sales volume, so you can experience what it's like to get an airline ticket and a hotel paid by the upline or by the company if you know the right people who qualify for the company's promotion. And that way we now have, 40, 50, 60, 70 people, 100 people coming in from Lebanon to the event. And then what happens is at that event, Janon, the experience is capsulated. It's put in like a time capsule, and the person talks about their experience. If you ask somebody, what they love about Lebanon, I've been to Lebanon a few times now, thanks to you guys, and I can tell you, I love flying in. I absolutely love going out and having a bite to eat and what have you, because of the sites. It's just history and what have you, and it's a time capsule. The event's going to be just like that for the people listening to the Zoom call today. It'll be a time stamp in your history of becoming a leader inside Jeunesse.
Well, Adam, just to be clear, so the promotion starts 15th of August and it ends 6th of October?
Correct.
Why don't we make it from 6 to 6?
Well, I'd like to do that, but I'd have to run the reports, and I haven't done any of that right now. I know from the 15th we can, because Kyle basically started getting things done. But listen, Gary, I'll take a look at anything to make the right things happen in the beginning stages for the team. I'm wide open.
Perfect. So when do you think we can share something written with the team?
I think you need to give Brandy the opportunity to get back and work with our artists and what have you, and probably in the next 24 to 48 hours we'll have something together.
Okay, perfect, Adam. This is amazing. This is super amazing.
I'd like to talk about something, Janon, and that's because when once again I go back to the first meetings and trainings and what have you, and I pull these out so I can show people stuff. Look, here's this is a planner that I run for the direct sales industry. Okay. And so, I'm very, very planned and organized. And I show this to people so that they can get an idea of just how planned and organized I am about how I make my business work. I'm serious about how I make my network marketing, direct selling business work. Everything has a plan. That was January, February, and March. Okay. Here's April, May, and June. I know they look the same, but believe me, they're different things. But all my goals and objectives are written down. I'm very, very planned, very, very organized. Sometimes I'm called anal, okay? But and once again, I'm very, very specific about how I go about planning and organizing my days and making things happen. Now, I guess my success is an accident, okay? Everything I have is written down. Everything I have is planned out, okay? And I do everything in a 90-day run. So here's September, October, November, and December. And once again, you can go and visit adamvincentgilmer.com and see my travel schedule. I can help you build your business while I'm on the road. What that means is if you know where I'm going, and let's say, for example, Russia, I'm going to Sochi, then I'm going to Moscow, then I'll be in Bangkok for the event there, and I'm speaking at that event for the company. Then I'm in India, then I'm in Dubai on the 23rd of September, Lebanon on the 24th, then I fly out to India again for a big Discover Jeunesse event on the 25th. So who do you know in India, okay? And you can have these people come to the events that I'm putting on and paying for other than the corporate events. Then there's October. Once again, there's part of India there. There's Milan event. Then there's Brazil and Argentina. Then there's Orlando in November. Then there's Kazan in Russia again. And then in December, and somewhere in there we're fitting in the Lebanon event. I don't know exactly where. And then in December, I've got planned here, Lebanon, for the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Now, I don't know what the exact dates are going to be, Janon and Arthur and Gary and the team. But what my point is that I'm planned out. And my question to the audience and to you as leaders and what have you is, if people want to have success in anything, you have to have a plan. You have to know where you're going, and you have to be following people that have already done it and made it happen. And your job is to identify the people that you'd like to do business with in your sales organization, and then invite them to be part of your core leadership team. And just like I have a great relationship with Arthur, Gary, and Janon, even though we don't talk every day, we have a Facebook group. We're leaving messages and chats and what have you in there because we're all busy. We're making things happen. The same thing's happening for me with about 300 groups around the world. Now, when I first started in Jeunesse, some people laugh when I show them in the room. My first check was $275. Okay, I had sold an ambassador package and I sold a basic package. And now, if you take a look at my commissions today, people go, wow, how did you make that happen? I didn't give up. I have a purpose. I'm planned, and I believe. And I believe I can attract to my reality like-minded people who will want to partner to not only change the world, but help others make 6, 7, and 9-figure income. And if you take a look at the track record of what we've done inside Jeunesse with the teams, these are, because we have a plan, because I wasn't happy as a young man with where my life was going, I needed to have a different plan. And network marketing, this industry, and the mentors that I've had in this industry have helped shape the person that I've become today. And my message to the rest of the teams around the world watching is this: if you are looking for a personal invitation to work with people that make millions of dollars a year in the direct sales industry, then join this team, plan, watch the promotion come out, go do the work, because you got to do it. Okay, that's where the rubber meets the road. That's where you get to drive the Lamborghini, the Ferrari, or what have you. You need to do the work. Okay, and then allow that to parlay into event after event after event after event. And very shortly, you'll be doing a similar call like we're doing right now for your teams around the world.
Adam, this is exactly what we learned from you the first time we went to your training. It's the importance of timing, the importance of good management, and the importance of planning and execution. So the way we have figured out for us and our teams, it's like give and take a few days from now till December, let's say it's 2nd or 3rd, or like, let's say these are tentative dates for the launch of Lebanon. We have figured out that we have 90 days. And we have seen all the trainers and all the leaders, even yourself, say that actually your life and your business can change completely in 90 days. But you have to keep it up till the 90 days actually finish. So this is the plan on what we are going to do from starting yesterday. We had assembled the team, and this is what we are trying to execute for like the next 3 months. Somebody is asking you, do you really think that 90 days can move everything? Can be, because this is the momentum that's going to be created only once. Like, it's not going to happen again, the launch of Jeunesse.
Let's just take the last 90 days of my life. Okay, just put it in perspective. I came in off the road in June, went to the diamond trip in Bora Bora. We had event after event after event. I came in from building India. Okay, and India's officially getting ready to launch, which is why I've got many events coming up going back to India. Had I not applied for my business visa, had I not applied to open up offices in India, as an example, I wouldn't be going back there as often as what I am. But you have to have a plan that you believe in your abilities, not just the leader's ability to get things done, but your ability, because what the leaders are looking for, Janan, is, you know, everybody has a 90-day game plan. You're going to live the next 90 days anyway. So why don't we team up and put as much energy into getting the right things done to attract the right people into your sales organization or into your consciousness by invitation? Come to an event, here's a text message, come and listen to a conference call, come and listen to a webinar, whatever that impacting event is. Come to Milan, go to Bangkok, go to Brazil, come to Orlando, and there's your 90-day game plan. Now, does your life dramatically change in 90 days? What happens is, it's like the sower of the seed, okay? You know, a lot of people see a piece of land and it goes undeveloped, but along comes somebody with a thought and idea that says, I can do something with this land. Contacts the owner. The owner either decides to sell or partner up, and now they've got something, a project going. Well, they can't have a harvest right away, so they've got to till the soil. They've got to clear out all the weeds. They've got to prepare it for the success that is going to happen 96 months, 9 months, 12 months down the road. But everybody has to have a 90-day game plan in the beginning. And by the way, once you start a new habit, like success habitudes. Okay, once you start a new habit, and it reports to you that you're doing well, it becomes man's nature, mankind's nature, to do it over and over and over again if it's pleasurable. And you need to ask yourself, is the plan that you're on, is it moving you towards your dream and you living your life? Or is the plan you're on stopping you and regressing you away from the dream that you have for you in your life? And by the way, we can't, you know, the leaders that are on this conference, Kyle, Omar, what have you, Janan, Arthur, Gary, myself, and the others watching, we don't know what your dream is, because it's a secret that, you know, I believe it's placed in your heart, and you have to germinate it. So what that means you have to do is get around some serious people that have a game plan in place, that are making it happen in their lives, and do something similar like Anthony Robbins talks about, or Jim Rohn, any of the mentors that I've had in my life. You've got to get around people that are doing it. And when you get around people that are doing it and you attach yourself to that, you now become part of the train of success that's moving down the road, moving down the track. And that's why 90 days is the beginning stages of complete life change. Now, Janon, if somebody stops after 90 days, that's on them. I can't keep kicking everybody in the butt to say, you got to go make the next 90 days happen, and the next 90 days, the next 90 days, then you're a year down the road. You have to literally mentally kick yourselves in the butt, start your own fire, but do it with people that are on the same mission that you are. Get around the same people that have a similar goal, similar mindset, similar work ethic, and let's go work with those people, because those people are the people that will attain their dream, and you attain it with them because of the camaraderie, the work ethic, the belief, the faith, and the incredible plan that's in place. And that's the secret magic to making all this work. You have to have a 90-day game plan.
Yeah. Adam, we know that like in this business to succeed, you need to learn few basic skills. But we strongly believe that the next 90 days, the most impressive and the most important skill to learn and execute and do it every single day is recruiting.
Correct.
The target is to recruit, if anybody new wants to start this business, 20, 30 people, just brand new, fresh starters, and just kick this business with them. You have a few more minutes or you're done? We don't want to.
No. I'm just looking at another attorney. Yeah, so we have a few more minutes. We're fine.
Yeah. So the power of recruiting, like what should people do to make it more effective, faster?
So everybody has a phone. I'm over my phone. I'm just going to borrow Brandy's for a second. So, if I go to the People tab in Brandy's phone, this will be good stuff for everybody, okay? And I look at, here, contacts, okay? And I go down to the bottom. It actually tells us how many contacts are in the phone, okay? Now, I like to put people in categories, okay? So Brandy has about 3,000 contacts in her phone, okay? So out of those 3,000 contacts, and once again, I just randomly, I didn't know Brandy would have that many. I just randomly pulled her phone. You didn't know you had that many? No, these are the things you look for, right? So now that you know that you've got 3,000 contacts, the question is, who are the movers and shakers out of those 3,000 contacts? Who are the multimillionaires? Who are the people that are going to make it happen? Who are the people that are going to go the extra mile? Who are the people that you can call up, and when you call them up, they're always busy because they want to make their lives happen. I put those people in a category called my top 20, and not top 20 people, my top 20 percenters. Wilfredo Pareto has this principle called the Pareto principle. 20% of the things you do get you massive results. And the people that are the most busiest, the millionaires, the people that are making things happen, going the extra mile, working hard, sleeping 4, 5, 6 hours, getting up and doing it again over and over and over again. They're looking to make something happen. I would go after those people first, because those people are the people who have influence. And when you have influence, those people can attract a lot of people, which helps you build your sales organization. The other thing to do out of your contacts is ask the question to yourself, how many of these people have been in the network marketing industry before? How many people are in the direct sales industry? How many people sell for a living? How many people, and how many accountants do you have? How many attorneys do you have? How many CEOs do you know? How many chief financial officers? And now you've got an incredible list of quality people to go after. Now, let me just give you an idea. I sponsored a gentleman on my front line. His name's Kelly Bangert. He became a double diamond. And inside Kelly's and my organization, now we have like 9 diamonds together, which is fantastic, okay? They weren't diamonds when they first started, but each one of the, I have a very, very big sales organization. And out of that sales organization, if you count how many people are diamonds versus just in the business for the products, the ones that are diamonds are career professionals. They've been in the industry before. They're busy people. They were running some kind of a company. They were handling large sums of money. And what they wanted was time freedom. They wanted some goal, some dream for themselves. And my invitation, for example, to Kelly Bangert was, okay, let me take you to your favorite restaurant. And his favorite restaurant is a steakhouse here in Southern California. And I said, okay, I'm picking up the meal. And he said, I love the sound of free. I picked up a steak dinner, and I sponsored a double diamond on my front line. Okay. And the same things happen as we go around the world. your job, to answer your question, Janon, if everybody's answer your question, but if everybody get feedback, get with people that are movers and shakers. Tell them about the plans that Jeunesse has. Tell about the plans that the sales that are happening in Jeunesse, the success things that have happened in Jeunesse so far, and allow them to make up their mind whether they want to be involved, whether they just want the products. Because if a successful person is probably going to want to look and stay younger. We have products for them. A successful person, after they love products, is usually going to want to go build a sales organization and say, hey, I've got some people, let me make some phone calls. And now you're getting influencer who can influence other people, meeting another influencer, another influencer, another influencer. And my sales organization, I've sponsored over 170 people on my front line to my business. Okay, and I have the opportunity of hitting triple diamond this year because of how I'm working. And the Lebanese team is one of the other diamond legs. And after we have you guys go diamond and need one more, and I think I'll do that in India with the new launches coming up. It's a plan. Now, when I first started out, didn't know what we're going to do, how it was going to work out, but I stuck with it. I made my list, and I'm always sponsoring. Just this last month, I sponsored 2 new people into the sales organization. So I'm not in retirement mode. I'm in attract the right people, and I don't just sponsor a whole bunch of people to see who does what. I sponsor people specifically because that's how you build a massive team, and that's how you build a respectful sales organization in your business around the world.
Well, Adam, Arthur just looked at me because we were discussing who are we going to invite, because each is going to recruit 20 new frontliners this 1 month in September.
That's a lie, Adam. She looked at me first.
Yeah. We were discussing who are we going to bring in first because we have so little time, and this is exactly what we were thinking. So it's the best people, the strongest people, and the most influencers.
Well, you take a look at like Omar, right? Omar, when we first met all the way back in Dubai, it was hot. We couldn't get anything done during the day. We met in the evening times. And Omar said, listen, I believe, signed the contract for the Middle East and said, let's go make things happen. And he's gone and made things happen. We now have products being shipped everywhere. In the Middle East, and there's more places to open in the Middle East. We're not done. Okay, we're just getting started. The opportunity is you're part of a $1 billion company that is breaking records, that has over 220 documented millionaires from this business. And I'm talking to some of you right now, and you're probably the next millionaire or millionairess for the ladies watching. And by the way, there's more millionairesses in Jeunesse than there are millionaires, men. Okay, we have a lot of women that are very serious about building a business. And what I appreciate about Omar was he said, okay, let's get this done, this done, this done, this done. It's not easy opening up new markets. It's hard. But Janon and Arthur and Gary and the rest of the team, if success was easy, everybody would be successful. Success isn't easy. And you have to work on the habits and skill sets to develop into the person that you want to become. So you may have this lofty goal that you want to be this person. Okay, are the daily rituals, your daily habits, are they moving you towards that or away from it? And this is stuff that both Jim Rohn, Les Brown, Dennis Waitley, Anthony Robbins, all these, same thing. These are similar things that I've noticed from my mentors, Robert Allen. All of them have this specific, here's the person I want to become, and am I moving myself towards that by my daily actions? And if you can just get clear on a 90-day game plan and go for your goal, it's okay if you fail along the way. I failed many, many, many times, even in Jeunesse, even in my history in this industry. But I wasn't going to allow failure to overtake. My persistence is what is going to win out every single time, and I'm willing to persist until I succeed. If you develop some of these attitudes and habitudes that I have, that I've read about, or that have been instilled in me from some of the people that I've hung out with, some of my mentors, like Jim, great things take place in your life. And then people call you lucky. People say, well, Omar's lucky, he has the Middle East. It's hard work. You guys are lucky you're opening up Lebanon. It's hard work. But when we were opening up Lebanon, we didn't have Kyle before. And this is the way, if you persist long enough, you're going to get luckier and luckier and luckier.
Adam, thank you so much for every word of advice, of encouragement. It's an amazing feeling to have an upline, and it's even greater to have you as an upline. One last question, because we have some people from KSA, from Saudi Arabia.
Cool.
We have a doctor with us, and in his team, he has a sapphire, and there's a sapphire now in our team in KSA. So our plan is, yes, Lebanon is amazing. It's there, but Lebanon is done. We know what to do. It's happening. It's there. And we really want to take all the Middle East. So to answer these guys, he's been asking you, when are you going to KSA? When are you going to Saudi? When are you moving, expanding outside of Lebanon, especially that this team in KSA are building very fast? Do we have any answer for those people?
I will tell you. Yeah, so the fast answer for you, Janan, and the doctor is, I know that paperwork was signed for Saudi Arabia because I was part of making that happen, and that's good news. Look, when we first opened up Dubai, nobody had an idea what would happen. Right now, things are opening up in India. Now things are opening up all over the Middle East, and huge opportunity. So. I would put part of that question to Omar, just to make sure that, because he's licensed that region of the world, and have him give us the answer on Saudi. But I will tell you this, that I would be honored to be a guest and come over and speak and train and meet some great people and share in Saudi as well, just like we've done in other places. And I think it's my upbringing from being, I was born in South Africa. Both my parents are Irish. And I've just learned that people of the world, even though I live in the United States, there's a bigger worldly view than just what's happening where I'm living now. And what I appreciate about the different cultures of the world is every culture, every faith around the world, believes in family. They want to see their family do good. They want to see their kids do better. We were just sitting here talking, and we're talking about AJ. AJ just started martial arts, and he started a new school. That's my son, for everybody's watching. He's 6 years old. I've done martial arts for many, many years. And the teacher, his new sensei, said something. He said, "Have you been working with him on his techniques?" And I'm like, "Of course I've been working with him. I'm his dad." The reason this is that we want our children to grow up and be better than what we are. And I think every father and mother wants this for their kids, okay? And what we're going to do, Saudi, Kuwait, wherever, okay, we're going to make these things happen so we can instill in people the belief that it's okay. You can think outside the box. We're going to introduce you to the direct selling industry. We're bringing in an incredible multi-billion-dollar company, incredible products, incredible leadership, and we're going to go make a dream come true. And that's why we have this slogan at Jeunesse, which is one team, one family, one Jeunesse. And, what it really means is we're around people that are on a similar mission, like I am, like you are, like you watching is. And we want to invite you to give somebody else that gift, to have them grab the opportunity and run with it. Just like Gary did when I met Gary in Dubai, just like Arthur did, just like Janan's done, Roy and some of the other leaders, Rod, and what have you, some of the other leaders that are out there. I really appreciate all of you. Can't wait to see you all again. And Jessica's excited about coming to Lebanon. She's in Los Angeles right now getting visas for Brazil, because we have a big event with our Brazilian teams and in Argentina coming up. So listen, Janan, Arthur, Gary, and team, it's been a pleasure. Omar, I'm sorry we didn't get to hear from you today because of the connection, but I'm glad I could make this call. God willing, here I am. I was like praying, saying, please get me on this call today. And I'm really grateful that Kyle, and by the way, I talked to Wendy on my drive up to the courthouse today. Wendy's the founder of Jeunesse, Wendy and Randy. And sorry, guys, that was another call coming in. Sorry about that. But she's really excited about this region opening up. And, she acknowledged my hard work, but really and truly, the hard work was creating a relationship. And I view all of you as my brothers and sisters and business partners, okay? And I would like you to view me as your business partner, because if you don't have the money, I do. Let's go make something happen. If you have the contacts, we add my money to this situation, then we have a business.
Adam, it's a pleasure as always to have you. To be honest, I had my doubts, but you made it happen. You made the impossible happen. I think Omar has done such an incredible job. He's been doing this month after month, and I wish we could have had him on this call with us. يا ريت كان عمر معنا اليوم, بس we couldn't. The Saudi team want to say hello to Omar and want to thank him. So we all thank him for all of his efforts. If you are here in the office, Adam, I wish you are here because you can sense the vibration and you can sense the energy that's been happening. And I think it's time now to just put on our working hats and just do it day after day until the launch event. So thank you so much for all your efforts. Thank you for being on this call. And we really hope to see you by the end of September. Please let us know the dates, let us know the promotion, and we will be able to see you soon. Thank you so much, Adam.
Thank you, Adam.
Thank you. Take care.
And Mr.
Bye-bye.
كنت on this call. سوري يا ريت كل التيم كان ناطر يقدر يحكيك، بلكي بنعمل another meeting معك قريبا. and بكل الأحوال بدنا نشكرك مستر عمر على كل التعب اللي عملته، على كل الافورتس اللي عملتها. and صراحة عملت خطوات 3/4 الفريق ما بيعرف شو عملت كرمال هيدا البلد وكرمال المنطقة العربية كلها. so نحن بنقدر جهودك وبنحترم كل الافورتس اللي عملتها وبنتشكرك على هيدا الموضوع. and الفريق السعودي نايس انه كنتوا موجودين معنا بهيدا الويبينار. and مثل ما شفتوا انتم بقياده امينه مع 3 اشخاص، يعني اذا ما حدا غيرهم بيقدر يعمل اللي بدكم تعملوه. فدكتور ماجد نايس تو هاف يو، تيم نايس تو هاف يو. رح نخبركم كل البلان والاكشن بلان and قريبا. and رح نبعث لكم اياهم كلهم على واتساب لانه بدنا اياكم تجوا معنا على ميلان. دكتور ماجد نحن ناطرين فريق من السعوديه كبير يكون معنا بميلان كمان، فان الله راد بنتعرف عليكم هونيك وبنشوفكم هونيك. مستر عمر again thank you كل الافورتس and team I wish you an amazing night. It's time to go to action. It's there خلص the Middle East is happening. So good night everybody. اللي عنده اسئله let us know privately. نحن بنجاوبكم على كل الأسئلة اللي عندكم إياها. So good night.